The story of LA Liminal is a very autobiographical story about someone who does not want to necessarily leave her comfort zone, her hometown, but she forces herself to anyway in order to go and pursue new opportunities. LA is this place where you show up and you think that everything is about to change. People go to try to achieve their dreams, and there are a lot of myths surrounding that. It's also a place where a lot of immigrants arrive when they're trying to find something called the American dream. So I was trying to work in all of those senses of the myths surrounding not only America but Los Angeles as kind of a microcosm. In a way, the poem and the dream and the script became merged. I went from writing a lot of screenplays when I first lived in LA to writing mostly poems, which I had always written. The dreams seemed to be both movies and poems at the same time, and the prose poem form especially made me be able to see the links through all of those modes of writing. One of the things I noticed when I left LA was that I couldn't remember a lot of the place names, a lot of the sort of proper names. I didn't really have a map of LA in my head because I never had a car when I lived there. I never really got to know the city in the way I got to know other cities. And so one of the ways that struggle with memory showed up in the book was that I wasn't really treating LA as a real concrete place, but I was treating it as sort of an abstraction. I would say that music influences my writing a lot. The ideal audience for LA Liminal, I think, is any contemporary reader who wants to read current writing, whether it's fiction, nonfiction, or poetry. I think a lot of people who read contemporary fiction, for example, are a little afraid of reading contemporary poetry and think that maybe it's too obscure, or they won't get it, or it's too esoteric. And I'm definitely a poet who wants to reach out to those people and wants to write poems for them. I want to write poems that my friends want to read, my family, and as well as the poets that I know. Poem of place. And I in my landscaped hair and sky-scraped need. The party, the send-off, the curse. Before this edge ends and another begins, let me have you a moment at the brink, just so. Here, have a chip, a sip, say cheese, so long. I've spiral bound my treatise on lintels cut from trees from all the regions and years. Take your copy. For each entrance, reenact the recognition scene. My, is it the future already? This land is your land with a 4-digit code and a jagged chain of door jams and wham bam thank you ma'ams. You better pack the vernac. Go if you must, but I'd hardly call this soil a playground, darling, and how the West was won. You will go far, you will not sunbathe. You will triple fracture and play the maze.